right, the first character is ni, meaning you. It's composed of two components. This is the radical. It's called renzapong, which means ren, to the side. This is the original form of it, and then as a radical it's written to look like that. The other component is phonetic, and it's written like this. It's currently pronounced R, but anciently probably sounded more like ni. It's got this roof-looking thing with this stroke down the middle and two on the side. So as we write the stroke order together, E, R, san, si, wu, liu, qi, ni. The next character is hao. Hao is also composed of two components. The first component is woman. You want to do that order in this way or you'll write it incorrectly. Originally, it is a depiction of a person kneeling with her arms crossed, something like that. So over time it came to be written like this. The other component is zi, meaning child, and originally it was written to look something like this, a child. If you put the woman and a child together, it means good. So here's the stroke order. First you do the pie, ja, pie, hung. You want to make this side a little bit lopsided so it pulls everything together. And then this stroke goes together all at once, and then that stroke is last. Hao. The next character is shi, which means is or to be or equals. It is also composed of two components. The top component is or sun. And originally it was written like this, looks like the sun with a dot in the middle indicating maybe a sunspot. The bottom part is not a whole character in itself. Originally it depicted a foot. So it would have been something more like this, but that's not exactly what it is. So we combine them together in the stroke order. You do the top first. Shu, hung, ja, hung, hung. You fill the box and then close it. And then the long hung here. Shu, hung, pie, na, shi. The next character is xue. Xue, to learn, anciently was a depiction of two hands passing down instruction to a child. So these crossed lines here actually indicate the changes of nature, but we don't need to get into that. In the traditional character, it came to be written like this. You can still see the two hands, a roof, and a child to study. In simplified characters, it's written like this. And we'll go over this again in a second to show you the stroke order. So all the top part is reduced to three strokes. Two leaning one way, another leaning the other way, the roof-looking thing, and then the child. Xue, to learn. The next character, sheng, is just a component in the character in the word for student, but originally it means birth or life. So originally it looked something like this, a sprout coming up out of the ground, so that was new birth and new life. There are a number of characters that are related to it. So the component is just its own character. These components were just added on to that original one. So we'll write it again for the stroke order. Pie, hung, hung, shu, hung. Make sure you write this stroke before you write the last one so that you can put it on top of it. Sheng. Okay, so the next character is ma, which is just a question particle. Two components. The first component is this mouth. And the mouth radical is often used in a character that is just used for its sound, such as this one. The right-hand component is the phonetic. and it is a depiction of a horse, pronounced ma. So traditionally, you had a depiction of the mane, like that, the hair on the horse, and then this gave the depiction of its body and then 4 legs, but it's been simplified to that. So the whole character in stroke order, we've got the mouth, shu, hung ja, hung, and then the horse component. Hung ja, this is one stroke here, shu, ja, ja, one, go, and then the hung through it, ma. The next character is wa, which is actually composed of 2 components that are the same. This character, this component on itself, is ga, meaning spear. And you've got 2 of them facing each other. So anciently, it actually looked something like this, which is a dagger attached to a pole. So basically, what this is representing is 2 spears pointing at each other. It looks like they're not, but they are. So you've got a spear on one side, spear on the other side, back to back. And for some reason, just because of its phonetics, it was used for the character wa, I, or myself. So you start with this dot up at the top, and then a hung, and then this one you want to have straight, and then have the hook, shu ja, or shu go, and then the T coming up through it. The next stroke you want to have long and diagonal. Go, dot through it, and a dot at the top. Wa. The most important thing here to get the right shape is to have this one vertical and this one diagonal. The next character, nut, the elliptical question particle, you've got the mouth component again, ko, or kodzapong. The right-hand side is phonetic. You've got this kind of a thing and this kind of a thing. The top part is a doorway, the bottom part is a spoon. I have no idea why they're put together. The phonetic is ni, but not in this case. So we put them together. Shu, hung ja, hung, and then we go to the hung ja at the top again, close it with a hung along pie, then the pie here, and this shu. One, nut. The next character means also, and I don't know if anybody knows where that character arises. You start with a shu, hung go, shu one go, shu, hung go, shu one go. If you do it in this order, you can get the proportions roughly straight. The next character, ta, uses ye as a phonetic. So we have the renzapong, which we've already seen. Ren, person, when it's written as a radical, it looks like this. And then the ye, also, which is phonetic in ta, which shows you how phonetics work in Chinese. They're not exact. So we do the pie first. Shu, hung ja, shu. Shu wan go, ta. The next character, bu, no or not. It's its own component. Hung, pie, shu, dian. Go through that again. Hung, pie, shu, dian. Cool. The next character, lao, originally depicted long hair and then something being passed down. The origins aren't very clear. So you have this top component, we'll just think of this as a component that we don't know the meaning of. And then it has a diagonal part through it, and then this spoon-looking thing at the bottom. Let's write that out in order. Hung, shu, hung, pie, shu wang go, lao, means old, the first component in lao shi. The next component, shi, in traditional characters, indicates leadership. So this, the traditional character has this on the side, indicating maybe the rescript that would signify the office. The right-hand side is phonetic, it means the market. So you can think of that as an official going into the market. So lao shi, the traditional character, simplified character, simplifies the left-hand side to this, and the right-hand side to this. So we write out the stroke order. Pie, shu, hung, shu. Hung, ja, go, shu. Shi. I think, okay. And that's it for lesson 1.